Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're back with the top 5 best dinosaurs in history. Not the top 10, not the top 7, the top 5. I think this list, it will create a betterment to the dinosaur community, a real wake-up call to all the fanboys of these various dinosaur groups. But today we will be going through the top 5 best dinosaurs in history. Starting off with number 5, we have the Ankylosaurus. Now you're probably thinking, why did I go for the Ankylosaurus and not something like the Velociraptor? Well, I have something to say about the Velociraptor. After the recent fraud allegations, after the real image of the Velociraptor was shown, in fact,
It looks like a chicken. Like it looks like something I'd find in a KFC bucket.
I don't think it deserves to even be in the top 10 best dinosaurs, let alone the top 5. So that for that reason, I decided to go with the Ankylosaurus family. These guys, they're built like tanks. Okay, in fact, there's one of them is the inspiration for the Batmobile in one of the Batman movies. So that's why I believe it gets the 5th spot in the top 5 best dinosaurs. Coming in at number 4, though, we have the Spinosaurus. Now, the Spinosaurus fanboys may come after me. They may attack me.
But just hear me out for a minute.
Now, the Spinosaurus, it's quite frankly one of the best dinosaurs in history. In fact, it was one of the coolest dinosaurs. But following the recent data, the recent research, the truth has been uncovered. The Spinosaurus is starting to look more like a fish rather than an actual dinosaur. And in order to honor it, rather than just blatantly chucking it into the top 10 best dinosaurs, I believe it deserves the 4th best spot as a humble way of honoring the Spinosaurus. But coming in at number 3, though, we have Prosauropods. Now, you may have never heard of these guys before, or maybe you have, but essentially these guys are sauropods, hence the name, hence the you get what I mean. But essentially these guys are sauropods which can stand on their hind legs, and they usually reach for food in the trees and yeah, that sort of stuff. But specifically, we're looking at the Masopondylus. Now these guys, I picked these guys in particular because they look similar to a Tyrannosaurus. I think they just look really cool in my opinion. And you know, you can fight me for it. I'm ready. Like, I'm ready to fight anyone for this spot. But for number 2, though, we have the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Now this is probably everyone's go-to option in their favorite dinosaurs. Now this is personally one of my favorite dinosaurs. However, I just believe that there's better contenders for the first spot. I can see why people would put the Tyrannosaurus Rex in the first spot, but just personally, from the data in recent years, with all the feathers running down its back, it's just diminished its aura. Hence why I'm giving it a 2nd spot. Now, before we move on to number 1, though, here's an honorable mention: the Suchomimus. Now, the Suchomimus is similar to the Spinosaurus, except for the fact that the Suchomimus doesn't have a sail running along its back. In fact, it's completely flat, and it still retains that long snout, allowing it to reach into the water to grab fish, those kind of stuff. As part of my personal favorite dinosaurs, I believe that it should get an honorable mention in the top 5. But for the first spot, for number 1, the best dinosaur to walk the land of Earth, we have Diplodocus, and specifically the Diplodocus. Everyone will get mad at me. I know everyone will get mad at me, but fight me for it. Okay, you can fight me. I will fight to the death for this spot. You cannot deny that the Diplodocus is by far one of the best looking dinosaurs in history. Like, just look at that tail. Look at how long it is. It puts some sauropods into shame. Like, that tail, it's enough to literally take down a building. And that neck too is like, ooh. So that's why I believe that the Diplodocus deserves the number 1 spot, the king of best dinosaurs. But anyways, that is my list. You can fight me for it.
No, I've said that like 100 times now.
You can say whatever you want, but the Diplodocus is by far the best dinosaur in history.